Hey everyone. Before I start with the video, I would like to thank you all for 650 subscribers. That is a great milestone, and if we can keep up the pace that we have been going at, I think we can reach 1000 subs very soon. Now on to the video. After the collapse of Yugoslavia in 1992, a civil war began in Bosnia, which led to a multitude of factions to arise and fight each other for control of the country. Each of these factions made various homemade tanks. Some were well designed and others were more like abominations. We will be taking a look at a few of these spotted during the war. The first vehicles we will be looking at will be from Bosniak forces. The first of these vehicles is known as the Bosnian Arbor T-55 improvised armored fighting vehicle. It was first spotted in 1993 and was utilized in combat around Sarajevo. The vehicle itself was armed with one 12.7mm DSHK heavy machine gun or a 14.5mm KPV heavy machine gun. The thickness of the armor was 5 to 20mm thick, and it had a top speed of 100 km per hour or 62 miles per hour. It had a crew of 6 and the vehicle itself was built using a Yugoslav army transport vehicle. It was given additional armor by Bosniak forces. It is believed 2 were made, however only 1 survived. That tank is currently in a museum in Sarajevo. Another tank that was made by Bosniak forces was the Bosnian Sauso 76 Hellcat. It was an improvised tank which used a T-55 tank chassis and was spotted in 1994. It also had a M18 Hellcat turret mounted onto the tank. Its main armament include a 76mm M1A1 or M1A2 main gun, and its armor is 20 to 205mm thick. The speed of this vehicle is 48 km per hour or 30 miles per hour. The tank itself had a crew of 4. It was spotted in only a few photos and it is unknown whether more than 1 exist. As for our next faction, we will be talking about Serbian homemade tanks from the Bosnian War. Our next vehicle is the Garda Panterei FAP-13 gun truck, which was an improvised armored vehicle from the Republic of Srpska spotted in 1993. The vehicle itself had an armament of a 76mm Yugoslav Zastava mountain gun which was fitted in the rear of the vehicle. It was also fitted with 1 to 2 heavy machine guns such as a 12.7mm DSHK heavy machine gun or a 14.5mm KPV heavy machine gun. The armor itself is 5 to 8mm thick. The speed of the vehicle is estimated to be 100 km per hour or 62 miles per hour, and it had a crew of 6. The vehicle was spotted in multiple propaganda shoots from throughout the Republic of Srpska, and not much is known about this vehicle. Now next on the list is the Garda Panterei T-55A Boffers, which was an improvised anti-aircraft tank built on the chassis of a T-55 and was spotted from 1992 to 1993. It was used by Serb forces in the Republic of Srpska. It had an armament of a 40mm Boffers L/70 anti-aircraft main gun in place of the original 105mm main gun. It had a crew of 4 and a top speed of 48 km per hour or 30 miles per hour. It is one of the more rarer modifications Serb forces made. Now our next vehicle is one of my favorites on this list, and this is the Krajina Express, which was an armored train developed by the Yugoslav army in 1991 but later transferred to the newly formed Republic of Krajina. This vehicle itself had a huge armament which included one 76mm at M1A2 gun from the turret of a M18 Hellcat with a M18 Hellcat turret mounted to the train. It was also armed with one 76mm ZIS-3 anti-tank gun, 2 to 3 40mm anti-aircraft cannons, 3 20mm Flak 30/38 anti-aircraft cannons, 2 57mm UB-16 and UB-32 rocket launchers, which were from Soviet MiG-21s and Mi-24 attack helicopters, as well as 2 120mm mortars. Furthermore, it also had 2 12.7mm DSHK machine guns as well as 2 14.5mm KPV heavy machine guns. And finally it also included 2 7.62 machine guns. It had a crew of 20 and a top speed of 97 km per hour or 60 miles per hour. The train itself was spotted in multiple propaganda videos from Serb forces. It was used as infantry support as well as a morale-boosting vehicle as it traveled throughout the vast railway system within the Republic of Krajina and was used on various front lines. It lasted all the way up until 1995 until it was derailed by Serb forces after the armored train was launched at full speed on the slope of the Lika railway and derailed into a ravine. This meant that this unique part of the Bosnian War was destroyed, especially due to the fact that armored trains are very rare to see today. Now we are moving to Croat forces with their vehicles. One vehicle that was spotted being used by Croat forces was the Tomislavgrad APC from 1993. Its main armament included one 12.7mm DSHK machine gun or one 14.5mm KPV heavy machine gun. Another weapon included on the vehicle was one 7.62mm machine gun as well as over 10 firing ports from inside of the vehicle. The tank itself had a crew of over 10 people, and was first spotted in 1993 during the early stages of the Croat-Bosniak War. It was seen being used in the town of Tomislavgrad, which was used as a front line between the two sides. The town itself was populated by both Croats and Bosniaks. Vehicle was built on a TAM 150 or a TAM 125 supply utility truck. At least two were built by Croat forces. Now we are moving on to our last faction, which are the Western Bosnian forces. The first vehicle we have is an armored fighting vehicle which was first made by forces from the Republic of Krajina, however were gifted to Western Bosnian forces due to their alliance. The vehicle was armed with either one 37mm Soviet K-61 anti-aircraft gun or one 40mm Bofors L-60 or L-70 anti-aircraft autocannon. The armor thickness is estimated to be 5 to 8mm and its speed is unknown. It also appears to have a crew of 3 to 4. This vehicle was spotted in 1994 during the joint counter-offensive between Western Bosnian and Serb forces known as Operation Spider to push back Bosniak and Croat forces from territory lost to them previously. It was seen in a small amount of combat footage. And for our final vehicle on this list is the Western Bosnian Serb fighting tractors. From 1994 to 1995. Both Western Bosnians and Serb forces used tractors which had improvised armor. The armament of these tractors included one 12.7mm DSHK heavy machine gun or a 14.5mm KPV heavy machine gun. The thickness of the armor is only about 2 to 3mm and the speed is largely unknown. The crew of these vehicles was usually 2 to 3. These fighting tractors were actually first designed by Croat forces in the Croat War of Independence in 1991. However, it was later copied by Serbian forces. It was designed as a last-ditch effort by Serb forces. These are just a few of my favorite cursed tanks from the Bosnian War. If you would like to see more of these kinds of videos, leave a comment down below as I normally don't make videos on this. Thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed this video.
não crê.